Yes,
Well,
well,
no, but Joe just said it isn't pressurized, so
Well, when do you leave? Are you staying
therefore it'll be
overnight?
cold.
I'm staying, yeah. Tomorrow, I'm going to the Mets game tomorrow night.
Okay, well, I'll leave you the package in the freezer.
I might go to Rockaway, pick up a couple of brothers, and yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, no, this stuff is.
Johnny,
Each package has got a lot of weight on it. I mean, you'll have enough there.
Fresh.
They were all gonna go out to eat that night, Johnny and that crowd.
My brother, we were at a Greek club, my brother went out clamming, and they brought these clams back. They just picked them up, they brought them back, they brought about 75, 80 clams back, and they were the best clams I've had in my life. Right there, I mean, it just pulled them out of the water, cut them open, ate them. They were great.
I want to hear cascading. I want to hear cascading down
He's
over
gonna come in
there.
and die. We've taken it down.
I need your.
Aren't those frames lovely? I don't know, they were so nice. The little rounding frames.
Yeah, friend?
Wait now, boys, wait now, I'm coming.
You're sunny out.
Only when they play it.
So where'd you put the towel? Here.
Did the interview
He's gone to
start?
get-
Hold up a second, Jim.
You can put that
The
on.
interview start?
No, not yet.
No, we're getting the light.
We're waiting for
Listen.
the audience.
What happened to that cylinder? I had it in that khaki bag. You know the one with the picture?
That's the garage door for him.
Okay, all
You know
right.
the picture that I brought out? I put it in one of those round thing.
I didn't see it.
It was in the brown.
Wasn't in the brown thing. It must be in your
I just went through my bag.
in the back and everything. Sure. Eddie is
It
not
was,
in
you
there.
know, like
Marie,
tin foil. You get the roller. I rolled it up. I put it. It was in that bag, that brown khaki bag that you brought down to the shore.
Rossing probably threw it out.
You gonna hold your bag and they're gonna hold pillows?
Who would
no,
throw
we're
it?
not ready yet. You see, I can disconnect this here.
I said,
I'm glad you came. Aren't you glad you came,
She's
Nanny?
gonna explain how the purse works.
Aren't you
So I
glad
can
you came,
disconnect this
Nanny?
wire, and then I can put it inside, and I can put it back on, put it over my shoulder, and I can carry it with my
And
hands.
sometimes I do this. I did that on the plane.
You're terrible. Mary Hart has nothing on you. You gotta be kidding.
Who?
Check it out a little bit.
Oh, it's adorable.
That's right. No, you could. You could give it a little.
Let me look.
You could give it a little, a back combing.
Let me see what you did.
Yeah, don't you say you're involved for flattening it down.
Ready for what we got here?
Oh, Joe, you put it on the top of the camera.
Okay,
Yes.
No, you don't.
with you three ladies, let's start and we should do it by age, huh?
Oh, God.
The oldest first. Let's just have basic biographical data. Your name, your date of birth, and your present home address. Ellen?
My name,
Yes.
Ellen Francis Dubois.
Date of birth?
I was born September the 28th, 1911,
And your present address.
6881 South Ridge.
Okay, thank you. Let's get to number two.
Maria's next.
Marie?
Marie, I was born September the 8th, 1920.
Give us your name. Give us your
Excuse
name.
me?
Give us your
Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene Hen Bellucci. I was born September the 8th, 1922. My address is 43A Prime Place, Ridgefield, New Jersey.
Thank you. Okay, and this lady right here. All
Oh,
right.
me?
Yes.
Teresa Handano.
Uh-huh.
6787 South Race Street, Littleton, Colorado.
Stop giggling now.
I stopped giggling now.
This is serious.
Date of birth, March 26, 1930.
Okay.
March
She's
26th,
only
1930.
Tell us about the residence into which you were all born.
Residency, what do you mean?
Where
Were you
lived
born?
when you were born?
St. John's, Newfoundland.
And
Ask her all the questions.
how many were in?
6 girls, 5 boys.
And what number were you?
I'm the last. The very last.
Oh, very
They
good.
threw away the mold when they got me.
Oh, sure. St. Teresa.
That's what they called me.
That's right.
How long were you? How old were you when you were orphaned?
I was 2 when my father died, 4 when my mother died.
And so you were largely raised by whom?
I was largely
Raised by Nanny.
raised by a lot of people. Mary,
Sisters and brothers.
Ellen, Joe, whoever.
Not me.
No, she was only a wee one.
I was a wee one.
A wee woman. You were never wee.
I was 2 years old than you.
And
Oh,
who,
three, I
who
give
was
or take.
Mary?
Who was Mary? It was Mary, was the girl my father brought in when she was about 15.
She was like an English nanny.
An English man.
An English nanny before. They
She,
did
Mom
You could
adopted
call that.
her,
You could
yeah.
call it.
Mom adopted her, and she sort of took care of all this.
How old were Joe and Ellen when Mary came to live with you?
I
don't
couldn't
know.
remember.
I was a baby.
I wasn't born.
I don't
And she
know
was
that.
15 when she came in. So she was much older when Terry was born.
Oh, yeah.
She was only.
Who
she
made
was
the
15.
decisions in the household in your childhood, Terry? Who was in charge?
Anybody that was older. You were always blamed for it. No matter what happened, you got blamed.
Marie, what do you think of that same question? Who made the decisions in the house during your childhood?
I really don't remember. I think Mary was the one that really took care of us.
At that time,
He
yeah.
didn't ask that.
Made decisions? I don't know who made decisions.
The older
Who
ones.
told you what time to
The
come
older
in?
ones.
Who told you what
Oh,
time to come in?
I think of Joe and Ellen might have said, come in, or
Probably
Mary.
Ellen.
Mary
Probably
was,
Ellen. I
Mary
always
was
said
always
stay out.
there. Mary's always there, and Mary said, you know, come in. We had to come in about 6 o'clock at night. We'd go upstairs and sit in the window. And all the kids were out playing, and we'd all sit
You
in the
like
window.
Polly
Remember that? No, I always said Polly Flinders, but I remember.
Why'd they make you come in?
Mom used to do that.
Yes, yeah.
Mom used to do
Oh,
that.
Always.
once 6 o'clock came, that was a bit.
And we'd
big
go up and
retreat.
look out
That
the
was
window,
Mom's
and
part
watch
of
all
the
the
night,
kids
from
outside
6
playing.
on. So you get upstairs. I don't care what you do up there, but you're in
Get out the
upstairs.
window and look out.
How old were you, Ellen, when your mother passed away?
When Dad died, I was 16. I went to work. And Mom died a year and a half later.
2 years later.
So, you remember that?
Yeah.
You're older than I think.
Do you remember
No, I don't remember that.
She
Joe,
don't.
Joe, I tell Joe things now that Joe said that Dad was alive. I told Joe about my sister Joe about biting the heads off the chocolate men, and she said that Dad was still alive then.
So you remember that?
I remember that
You
in
sure
the
did.
store window.
But you don't remember him?
No, I don't remember him.
I don't remember Mom and Dad.
No, but
Little
the,
incidents, you know.
the question was...
You don't remember
yes,
them dying?
No, I remember the wake in the living room.
So you do remember it?
One, I don't know who it was. I remember Dad one. I remember dancing on Dad's toes one time. You know, he held me up like that. So he oh,
What you meant in the wake?
Newfoundlanders were great for having children dancing on their
No, it
toes.
wasn't
They used to
the
step on
way.
their toes and used to dance with them.
Oh,
It wasn't the wake. It
Remember?
was,
Like the
Yeah.
dancing doll.
no, that's right. I remember Dad one time putting me on top of his
Newfoundlanders
shoes
were great for
and
that.
holding me and sort of dancing. That's all I remember.
They
So
were
Ellen, you have the best recollection of your father and mother.
Uh-huh.
What was your father like?
Oh, Dad. What
That's a
fun.
bad one.
Oh, no. He was, I think, just a wonderful man.
Finest.
Dad never got angry.
Why are you saying that?
Dad never got angry.
You're a baby. You're saying
He-
that.
Really? I said the finest.
He was
They
all
told
for the
me.
girls. If
They told you.
the boys hit the girls, Dad was always down on the boys. You don't hit a girl. You know, you treat the girls nice. He never hit any. No, that's true. She's too young to remember this.
Yeah. You know, she's
And
got a memory.
he was a good,
better
he
than
was a
all of
handsome
them.
man.
He was a handsome
More
man.
handsome than Jim, but Jim resembles him. And dressed well, always wore a black bowler. Is that what you call those derbies?
Yes.
Yeah, bowler hat.
What did he
Miss
do for a
Dawn
living?
Quips.
He was a house painter. Well, an outside painter. He painted churches.
Yeah, they used to call him Deborah Hand.
We had a
Was you dab with the
We
paintbrush?
went by
Yeah.
dab our hand. They used
Who
to
was-
say high foot and all that.
High
Yeah.
foot?
Foot.
Yeah.
That we're hands.
Hands.
Say high foot and all that stuff.
Now, see, I'm much older than I don't remember.
I can't you remember that?
Don't you remember that?
Oh, they say here comes Dabber.
Dabber, I remember.
Dabber and here high foot.
I remember Dabber, but that's not.
It's the one that.
Well, in-law, they still respected him though,
Yeah.
as a painter.
She was good.
Well, Ellen, who was the more important parent between your mother and your father? Who spent more time with the kids? Who was?
Mom, naturally, because she did all the discipline. Dad was so busy when he came home trying to support 10 kids that he was exhausted. We had 2 tables, one for the children and one for Dad and Mom.
I don't remember that.
And
Oh, you.
Dad had always, he had a bad stomach.
Just got to tell you,
So he always had, I remember this, he loved oysters and milk. And Mom would feed us before he came from work. And when he came home, there was always little ones. And he'd have one on each knee, and Mom would feed. They ate, now you eat your dinner and leave them. And she'd shoo them, the little ones, away.
So away from the table while your father ate by
Yeah,
himself or
while he
with
ate.
your mother. What was your mother like?
Mom was, I would say, a great lady.
Best.
That She
I'd
never,
say
I never
the
ma-
rest.
saw Mom with dirty hands. She had this Mary that they took when I was a baby. She had Joe, Bill and Joe, and then I came along, and Mom had a pretty hard pregnancies, deliveries, and she always had the baby sewn. Terry's the only one went to the
Born
hospital,
in the hospital.
born in the hospital.
Right.
And they almost lost me.
How?
I almost died. I stopped breathing in the hospital. That's why I only have one name.
I never knew
Why?
that.
They put me on the bed and I stopped breathing.
So what does that have to do with one
And they
name?
christened me right there and then, and they called me Teresa. That's
Oh.
how
We
I
went
got
up to-
one name.
We went up to the
I don't
hospital
know.
that night, and Mom said, I want you to, tonight, go
So
home
here I
and
am.
try and get a fancy name for this baby. So we thought of all the grand names, fancy, nobody ever heard of it. And then when we went back the next morning, Mom said, it's the Feast of St. Teresa. She dropped her on the bed too fast, and she lost her breath. They had to revive her.
Why would they drop her on the bed?
Nurses, you know how they flatten.
Yeah, why would they drop it in there?
They bring her in, and they plop her down, but it didn't throw.
Because she was born at the hospital, we were all.
So she said it's the Feast of St. Teresa, she's gonna be Teresa. That was the end of that.
How come I was named Mary Magdalene?
You were born on the Feast of,
Well, you call that good thing.
September is
Mary
it?
Magdalene.
Yeah, September the 8th. The nuns used to say, what feast is the day, girls?
But Joe asked me
They'd
about
say
Mom.
Marie Bellucci's birthday.
That's true.
Feast of the Annunciation. Or
She
Did
always
they call you,
dressed
did they call you Marie when you were little?
beautifully. Mary did the work.
Yeah,
Or Mary Magdalene?
no, Marie.
No,
didn't-
because of
I didn't
Mary.
know Mary till I came to the States.
Nobody knew their names till they came to the
Like
States.
my
She
birth
was Nellie,
certificate.
Joe was Josephine.
And I was Marie.
Jose, you call her
Josephine.
Josie.
Rose and
And she
Nellie.
was Nellie, and she was Marie.
And you were Therese.
No, the reason Marie was
And I was
Marie
always Teresa.
was because
Mary.
Mary. And instead of changing Mary's name, they made Marie the Mary.
So from the time you were little, you were called Marie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right from the start.
Well, where did BB come from?
Me.
Because they couldn't, because the Marie,
I couldn't say Marie.
sound like B. So it's
little
up
kids.
and
I
B.
called her Bibi
Bibi.
and Joe Dodo.
Yeah, and Dodo. And BB. So that was where the BB
I was 15
came
years
from,
old.
And BB.
15, you should still call them Aunt
And
Dodo.
she still called me, and BB.
Where did the buzz come from?
Buzz,
Bees,
Buzz was, I think, from,
From the bees.
From the bees. BB
Oh,
is
no.
Buzz.
When I used to ice skate, they used to call me Bunny. A lot of people call me Bunny.
Why?
Because I used to hop all over the ice. I used to wear a yellow outfit with yellow gloves and yellow hat that came out looking like a
They're
bunny.
funny.
And they used to call, but my girlfriend Joan Sudbury called me, I'll give you a Buzz. So that's where the name Buzz came from.
Okay, how was your childhood in Newfoundland different from the childhood that your children have had?
What was the difference?
Yes.
No comparison.
No comparison. I would say we have better memories than my
Kids
kids
today.
How
Because my
so?
kids,
How
my
better memories?
kids have had everything.
I think they're
where
spoiled.
we didn't have everything.
So you have better memories?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Huh?
that
Like what?
American,
I don't know, just Christmas Eve, going down, Jim said the other
Yeah.
day, his stocking, we used to get fruit. Did you call that presents? Jim said. We used to get fruit, and we call that presents.
yeah,
But no, we used to go down and get a whole pillowcase of
biscuits down at
for
Harvey's.
20 cents, and somebody'd sit on top of biscuits, we all broke them up.
Yeah, all broken
And
up.
somebody pull them up on the sled.
A whole, a sheet,
I mean, that's fun.
pillowcase. I remember going down to, that's why I hate fish.
I mean, that's sense.
Today I hate fish because they say, go down to the wharf, give me
Give
10 cents or 5 cents, go down to the wharf, and I go down to the wharf. and I dragged this fish as big as me, and dragged the tail all the way up over the hill, with the hands right between his teeth like this, and go down the wharf.
You'd hold it,
Yeah, I got it between
You
his
think
teeth.
he's, no, underneath the gills.
Ugh.
No, I didn't.
No,
I
you're
got
not-
it between the teeth.
Right, you
like-
don't put your hand between his teeth, you put him underneath here.
Whatever.
That shows she never carried a fish before.
I did.
Maria didn't.
I go down, I went down over.
When you take
over.
a fish, you grab him underneath here, you don't put your hand in
No,
his
I
mouth.
remember, well, whatever, I grabbed him by his teeth.
You're both too young to carry a fish.
That's right.
No
No way.
never carried
I
a
was
fish.
bigger than I was. I dragged him for 10 cents.
How about the time
his
we
tail.
went over to Swift Company and brought over a stupid turkey? We had Penny's way on the bus, and she had him wrapped in gauze. She had him wrapped in gauze, and she had them all wrapped up, and Jean and I used to take turns taking them. And before we got him on the bus to Ridgefield, we had blood on our feet. we almost got foot. Jean, right? Didn't we?
What was that?
The turkey. The turkey from Swift Company.
Tell me what.
Reggie, what the
I said
turkey?
we went over and got a turkey from Swift Company, remember?
Oh,
With the
it was
gauze?
funniest
Tell
thing.
about it. She said, you gotta meet me. I'm not bringing this thing
Ellen,
all by
Ellen
myself.
said, you have to meet me, and I'm not carrying this full turkey. And so
She had wrapped up
Terry
in
had a
line.
turn, and I had a turn, and Ellen had a turn. Ellen had the first turn. So when it came to my turn, I'm on the subway, and it was wrapped in white gauze, and the gauze unraveled, and the blood was running from the inside of the turkey.
They were all
And we're
smiling.
sitting on the train, and
Now,
I'm holding the
meantime-
turkey. In one hand, I'm holding the turkey, and this red gauze is hanging down on my legs.
In the meantime, we still gotta get on the RTD bus.
We still had to get on the bus on the way home. So I said to Ellen, what are you going to do with the turkey?
Throw it
And
the
Ellen
doorway.
said, you are the people who told me to bring this turkey home. You are responsible for
It
the
was
turkey.
huge, it was about 30 pounds.
So I don't know whether we stopped someplace and got a plastic bag or a bag
No,
or
we
something.
didn't stop.
We didn't, we just brought it
like
home.
that. We just put them on.
Plastic bag for you, thought.
And trust the luck.
Well, let's get back to the
Okay,
fish. that you
John,
were
oh, the
carrying.
fish?
Where would you get that fish?
You go down to the wharf and you get a fish.
With a
How much?
newspaper.
10
No, I
cents.
know, I dragged
No,
up with that.
newspaper my foot.
Never.
I had a
How would you
newspaper.
carry
No,
a
you
fish?
were grand,
How
you were
would you
grand
carry
in our house.
How
We
would
had
you
newspapers.
carry a fish?
Grand.
What?
How would you
I
carry a
was
fish?
grabbed
up
by
in
the
the
tooth.
mouth?
That's
No.
right.
Underneath
That's
there.
no
No,
way.
in the mouth with the teeth right here.
Carry a fish underneath.
Not the gills, no, I put my hand in his mouth and had the teeth down my hand.
You wouldn't be able to carry a fish.
Well, I did.
I did. You carry a fish like this
Never.
underneath the
No,
gills.
never underneath the gills,
Right
no.
between his mouth.
Look at any fisherman to see how he carries the
Well, I must
fish.
be stupid because I carry
You
it
must
in my hand.
I would too bad even bite your
I had
hand.
his teeth right across
I
my
did
hand.
too.
Oh, fool, she
I
carry
drag
a
him
fish
off
like that.
I drag him off like me drunken brother.
No, 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 no.
All over the street with their
No,
teeth right
no, I used to get, my mother
You
used to
said
give me,
that.
that's true.
That's right, I
No,
said
that's
to
true.
her.
You carry them underneath
Never.
here.
That's when I know you was younger.
Cherry knew it all,
I hear
because I tell you, I carried it with my hand in his mouth.
How much would these fish weigh?
Pardon me?
How much would these fish
10
weigh?
cents tops.
No, what would they weigh?
About 5
Oh,
pounds.
I don't know, it was like this, if you held it, it was
That's right,
hanging,
how long is that?
These were codfish.
codfish.
Yeah, you
And
could
you
have
have
How
to-
often would
you
you
have to
do
do
this?
it
And you'd have every,
Wednesdays and Fridays.
you'd have
Every
every
Friday.
cat in the neighborhood follow
And
you.
they would say, was also, whoever was home, go down the wharf and get a fish.
Whoever's
Like
lucky enough to be
cents.
home.
That's right. And I grabbed it between my teeth. Terry said, no, do that.
No,
But
my
the fish's teeth are up here. How can you carry
I
a fish?
did.
Well,
I did
no, but
too.
maybe I was
Yeah,
wrong.
here
No,
you
but you
carry
were
a
sensible,
fish.
but I always had my hand in his
Well,
mouth.
me too.
Yeah,
If I was your
seriously.
mother, I would have
I
said
remember
Because I remember the
Oh, yeah.
teeth cutting into my
That's
hand.
right, exactly.
And changing
drag him-
hands.
And his tail was streaming on the ground, and
Well,
it
if
was
you
like this
carried him
long.
underneath the gills, his tail would be streaming.
No, you
around.
I never carried on the gills. I had
Never the gills.
Never
In
the
the mouth.
gills.
Fish on.
In the mouth, always in the mouth.
That's right, Gene. I'm glad you said that.
She
And,
never carried a fish in her life.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I did. I'm
But
the
you were-
only one, not, she never carried a fish. She was too
I don't
young.
think you did either, between
young
the
we
gills.
fought.
You never did either.
How old were you, Terry, when you came to the United States?
I was,
Don't give your
Don't overdo it now.
I don't know, 19 or something, I don't know.
So you had ample opportunity to carry fish back from the war.
You better believe
And
it.
you would cook that for dinner that night?
Yes.
No, I never
The whole family.
But you put it, you'd come home and you'd place it in the sink. And the fish were so large, this is the truth. This
It's
would go like
really
this,
long,
like
about this
like
long.
You go right up and you sit in the sink, and the fin would be this way, and the
And
head
then you
would
just
be
leave
that
it
way.
there till someone else cooked it.
Yeah, my father really was the one who
To this
handled
day, I
the
hate
fish.
fish.
He did. He was,
I
you know,
do
he
too.
really could
I can
bake
do
fish or
without
cook
fish.
fish
I
or whatever
can't
we did
stand
with fish.
fish to this day.
He
either.
really did it.
I never had any
He was good.
codfish tongues, though. Did you ever taste codfish tongues?
Or seal
Oh,
flippers.
see, I like
Huh?
Seal flippers?
Well, that's terrible.
No,
I like
I had that
shrimp.
just once.
I like shrimp.
I had
It tastes
flipper
like
pie,
cod
flipper
liver oil.
pie just once, and that was horrible. I mean, that was
Tastes like
almost
cod liver
horrible.
oil.
I never taste flipper pie, I never taste fish and brews.
Fish and brews are all right.
Never had fish and brews in my life.
What's fish and brews?
Fish and brews,
That's
hardtack
hardtack
and,
is
Fish, salted
dry
fish,
saltfish
that's
and scrunchies.
that's soaked overnight.
Well, that really explained the whole thing to me.
Right.
You know, from New York, that
Fish
really,
and
really
brews,
did
I
it.
know.
Everybody knows.
All right,
you know how to
Terry,
break-
Terry has suggested that she has better memories of her childhood than her own children have of their childhood.
No,
Is that
I
also,
said
is
I
that
had,
also true
we
for you?
probably
Ron?
had better memories, I said.
Better memories,
Yes,
that's what I said.
don't.
I think
Also,
nicer
Aaron,
memories,
is
I think,
Ellen
are like
also true?
Christmas.
Yeah, because, I don't know, there was enough closeness, we had such a small house.
Yeah, and we didn't do that
That,
much.
mother and father were always home. Dad came home from work and Mom was there and the two tables, and then we'd go up to bed real early. And we had no door. Mom's room and Dad's room, we had no door, it was an archway.
Right.
And you're very
Well, I think
secure.
ours-
I remember Christmas
I
Eve.
think Gower Street, we had no archway
No,
on
I'm
Gower Street.
not talking about Gower Street.
I remember Christmas
That's when
Eves
they
though,
were-
I loved Christmas Eves.
And then
What
Christmas
happened
Eve.
Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eves, they used to go to
Mom and Dad go to
Mass.
midnight mass, then they come home.
And then they had
cook.
pork chops or something.
And they call us all
we'd be
down.
upstairs.
And we'd all come down.
Or whatever.
Pork chops.
Well, whatever, they smell good. They smell like pork chops.
Then we'd all come
Everything
down.
smelled like pork.
And we would upstairs.
We wouldn't eat. They only put enough on
Everything
for them.
smelled
We had dinner. We'd all come down, and then we'd take one joy and go back to bed.
Rabbits, whatever.
Well, they would come home, and we'd be upstairs waiting to come down, and they'd come back from midnight mass, which would be
And
12.
then eat their
And
pork
then
chops.
midnight mass is 12 o'clock, and I guess after they got the hour mass, about 1:30 probably.
Mhm.
And then they'd sit down and have a bite, and we'd be up there waiting to come down, waiting to come
Tell
down.
you what.
5 o'clock in the morning,
No, earlier than that.
4.
Oh, yeah, really. But when they came home from after the.
No, you sit down and eat first.
So, yeah, and then
Yeah,
they'd
well,
take
we
them
would
on,
upstairs
bring
waiting.
down the kids,
We'd
because
be
they'd
up
only
there.
get up
Sometimes
early in the
we would,
morning.
sometimes we'd
Wake
sit
us
down
up.
the stairs watching them all come in from midnight mass, going to the kitchen, and we're like,
Oh,
okay,
friends had come in with them?
No, it's
Well,
just
I
the
don't
two
know
of them.
why.
Never,
Where was coming
no,
in and everybody
only Mom and
coming in?
Dad.
Where were you sitting
Well,
upstairs?
Ellen and.
Oh, the
and-
big ones.
The older ones,
The older ones, and we'd be up there waiting for them to call us down for about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't love our gifts. The gifts weren't that, big like.
What would you get?
Fruit juice. I don't know. We'd hang up our black stockings from
From our school uniforms.
which we would have the next
Where
morning.
did you hang them on the
Wear the
mantle?
mask the next day.
Yes,
Yeah.
we hang them on the mantle, and the
Did you
black
have little
stockings.
candles on the tree?
No.
What were
No,
the lights on the tree?
well, I don't remember any.
The only lights
We
I
did
remember,
have candles.
the
once.
only
Yeah,
lights
Joe.
I remember
Yeah.
I
is.
don't remember my Christmas tree.
We had real
But they left
snowballs
it
in our
the
tree that lasted, it was so cold in the
You-
house.
you know
That
that-
lasted
you
2 weeks
remember
of
that,
Christmas.
No, I can't.
Can you remember that?
What?
Jim, Bill, Bob making
You wouldn't dare
set
put
of
a
lights
light
for our
on the
tree?
trees, trees are so wet.
Out of 7-watt bulbs?
No.
It's the truth.
Nobody remembers that except myself.
Terry,
The lights were hard to get during the war. And
Well, you
Bob
couldn't-
took
you
wire,
couldn't.
Bob took wire
You couldn't.
and put 7-watt bulbs, painted each one different color,
Very talented,
And-
Baba.
connected it, and then put the tape around it, and had a set of lights.
Don't remember that at all.
We had them
Did
right up
did
on
your mother and father ever aspire to coming to the United States?
No.
Did they ever talk to you about it? Did they ever plant the seeds?
They had friends in the States.
Uh-huh.
A couple of friends of theirs sent them the newspapers. Dad used to read them all the time. But never, no, they loved St. George.
Where did the idea originate then?
Dad fought
To come
with
to the States.
vegetables.
When the girls married Americans.
Yeah.
During the war.
During the war.
Marines.
I remember going to what do you call it, a fortune teller one time when we were very young. We all snuck but some kind of candy or something. And I remember going to a fortune teller. I was
Sacrilege.
15, 16 years old. And she told me that you're going to see a lot of men in uniform and you're going to cross over water. And that
And
was
you did.
long before. I
Yeah.
never forget that.
A fortune
That was
teller
when I was
told-
supposed to-
A fortune
Oh,
teller
yeah.
told Joe she was gonna marry Charlie. That's true. She said a dark man, you're gonna go over water and marry a dark haired man.
He's
Joe was all for it.
And
Years ago.
His
you
initials
were.
are
Is
F.
that true?
Yeah, Joe told me that a
Joe,
couple
yeah,
weeks
Joe,
ago.
yeah, that's right. His initials are F. But I remember that, and I
Is it the
remember.
initial too?
Really?
Fry.
Well,
CF, Charlie Fry. She said she opened a peach one night.
What? The camera's not on me. What?
There was
She
Charlie.
opened the peach, now let me finish the story.
I think she opened a wrapper or something, a chocolate wrapper or something, and said CF on it. No, but as I said before, I remember though, no, they didn't tell me I was gonna cross water and I was gonna meet a lot of soldiers in New York.
That's why they all came to the States, everybody married.
And then the next thing
Well,
we
then
knew,
Kay was the first.
Kay was the first.
but then I remember you remember that big boat across from our house on you know.
What do
Big
you
black boat, remember that big
I
black
hope
boat?
you had a
we used to
signal.
call it the
That big
ghost
black
ship.
boat, remember that big
We used to
black
call
boat
it the
ship?
ghost ship.
It's like that.
We just stayed there all the time.
No,
Yeah.
the boat that used to be on the other side of the harbor.
I saw it out
The
window.
station, it was over there all the time, nothing but an old
It was like a
dark
big
ship. And we used to
dark,
call it the
like-
ghost
like-
ship because
like an
it
iron
was
ship.
just
Yeah, it was like a pirate ship or something, it was there for a
It was
long
always
time.
there.
And
So then it disappeared, and all of a
they
sudden,
towed it away.
they towed it away, and next minute, a great big, a troop ship came in and was put over there. That was the,
That was
Edmund B. Alexander.
Right.
Oh, so
And
that's
then
when your
all-
lucky day started.
That's another lucky day. And we were young then, and they used to gather us together. Then they started in this contest for girls. I guess I was about 16, 17, give or take a year or two.
Or 3 or 4.
No, I was.
Whatever frame of mind
You
you're
were?
in.
And then, yeah, and then
I'd say two.
they gathered these, we were, sort of screened. They didn't take anybody.
To do what?
To belong to be a member of the USO.
And what did
And that's
you
when
do?
she met Julio.
That's when they opened up the USO, and Joe was a captain.
What did she do as a captain?
She had to
She was a
sit
lieutenant.
not me. Bloody you make me out to be older than you are. I was a private.
Oh, you were private? Oh,
What were you, Terry?
I wouldn't settle for private. I wasn't up to the USO then. I was only a mere
We
baby.
were too young.
Oh, she was in the courage. She was only a babe.
Mere baby.
I left the United States and went and took off and flew to the United States and left the USO. Next day she was on the stage, taking my place.
That was very good.
Yeah, she was a baby.
You came to the States to marry Julio.
That's right. But well, we remember the USO show.
So you met Julio in the USO?
Yeah, they were in shows together. They
Yeah,
were in shows.
they held auditions for people, for dancers, or so it was 15 girls and about 15 soldiers. So my girlfriend and I and a few of us made it, and we traveled all over Newfoundland.
And Julio had a great voice.
Yeah,
Julio was a gorgeous singer.
right. So then we traveled all over, and then they had a big orchestra up there, the USA, the command.
Oh, the army band.
The army band
Yeah,
up
I don't
there,
know.
and then they would
The commandos, and they
Yeah,
they
the
call them
commandos. and they would
Memory? That was
originate
before my
right from
time. No, I
Newfoundland
remember that.
and go. They would originate right from the USO and broadcast to Argentia, Lucentia, or whatever they had soldiers. The soldiers came in from all over. We didn't know half what went on, but the soldiers came in from all over.
Well, they had a lot of bases up there.
Yeah, they had a lot of bases. All of a sudden it came on, it's like we didn't know what was happening. All of a sudden they start
The
building.
war.
Yeah, the war. Fort
what do you-
Pepperell.
What do you remember about Bill? Did you know Bill?
No, I didn't. No.
I don't remember too much about Bill either.
You don't remember?
I have a very bad
Remember
memory.
Bill, when he got drunk, got very nasty. Very nasty, and Bob used to laugh all the time.
Not much, we can't remember too much about that.
Can't remember too
I
much.
don't remember.
Let's not talk about it.
I
Did you say
don't.
that? Very
How would
nasty.
your parents both died before any of you emigrated to the United States? How would they, were they back here today, view the kind of lifestyle that you have in New Jersey, New York, Colorado? Would
They
they
wouldn't be here.
proud of
They wouldn't be here,
the way you could, why not?
because they'd be like, Jim, I think.
Oh, yes.
They liked him.
But I think they would be very proud of us.
They're
though.
proud of us, yeah, but they wouldn't
How
leave
so?
St. John's.
Because I think
Well,
we
they
all.
proud.
They probably wouldn't have been too
Because I
happy
think-
that everybody left.
Well, you
No,
know,
I don't think,
Or
I
left
don't think
Newfoundland.
Joe means that. I
Did
mean,
you,
You know, it's your whole family. You don't want to
Yeah,
lose your
Mary's
whole
gonna say
family.
did you, like as growing up teenagers, did you think about leaving St.
No.
John's?
Never.
No.
No.
I mean, it wasn't like,
No.
oh, here we're gonna do it, it's
No.
No,
When you,
that's right.
when you left, did you think of it as a temporary thing? That you would go back after a couple of
No.
years?
Jean did.
I just
Yeah,
thought.
Jean was here
that
2
was
days.
different
Jean
with
was
me.
here 2 hours and she wanted to go back.
But I, in my mind, because my mother and father and family were still there, I felt, well, I'll come for a little while and then go back. But
Then you
being
met
here a
Joe.
whole year, and then I went back again.
Why
It's
did
the
you
old-
come?
It's the old
Then you
story, you
moved
can't,
here.
you
I think
can't,
you
can't go
it's
home.
different, you can't
Why
go home
did you
again,
go?
it's different.
I just
It was
think-
different,
I
I
think
We
prefer
just
here.
decided
I prefer
to
here.
pack
Talk me
everything
into
in
it.
and leave.
Oh, I just think it was, I
You
think
know,
it was.
I didn't want to come, I had a
we
good
had,
job.
I think it was just history
We had
or
the
something
1, 2,
like that.
3.
Kept saying, kept
There
saying,
was 3 sisters in the
she
United
and Linda
States.
had better schooling. And
Yeah, it was
She's
a
a
really
very
good
sister in the
job, that's
United
right.
States.
There was a lot of,
Right.
there was a lot of good reasons to stay. It was amazing that everybody picked
But
up.
anyway, their husbands, that was the husband's home.
That was
so
the whole
actually,
thing, you know, I
They
mean,
were
it was a
all the
war on and everything happened, like, you know, I think it was just history. You know, you met somebody and then you went across the water and went to their, you know, just like the Irish
Yeah, no
people.
matter where Julio
Or
lived, you
the
would have followed
English
him.
people or the Italians came over years ago. It was, I mean, it's just like, you know, you just had to be, I think. It had to be.
Would your parents approve or disapprove of you having become Americans?
But Dad fought in the Spanish-American War, so I don't know if
I
you-
haven't become American yet.
I haven't either.
I'm debating.
The
Would they
Newfoundlanders.
approve
still-
of
I'm
you
still-
having
I'm still
spent your
Newfoundlander.
life here?
Huh?
Would they approve of you having spent your life here?
Oh, I guess so.
I think so. I
I
think they
think
would
you
want,
would
I
have
think
made
they
more
would want the
visits
best for
home
us.
if they were there. If the parents were there, I think you would
I
have
think they
gone
want the
home
best
more
for
often.
us. I would think they would want the best for us, wouldn't you? Of course.
See, there's
And
no
I think they would be very
opportunities,
proud.
better schooling.
I think they would be very, very proud that we all married nice
They had good homes.
husbands, no
So
divorces.
they probably would have been sorry that, you know, everybody left.
Of course.
I mean, Jim was sorry
Huh?
when you people left. He's sorry today.
What?
Yeah, but he
He's
was
still sorry.
But he won't live here.
No. But he wouldn't, but he was still sorry that
Yeah.
he left. I mean, Jim.
I think it's a mystery.
Yeah, I think that's the way Mom and Dad would have felt.
But I think that Mom and Dad would be very proud of us. We turned out to be very nice, had nice children. I'm just sorry that Mom and Dad weren't allowed to see,
They were
how
great
we made
parents, so
out
it's too bad they
the
died so young.
grandchildren.
Oh,
you know.
sure.
Is there any truth to the old story that I've heard that you burned the foundation of your house in the fireplace to keep warm?
Yes.
No, we didn't. Mary, that
Mary
girl.
Somebody did.
That was the beautiful thing
No,
about it. She was,
she just chopped anything down right across plywood.
you know,
Including the foundation of your
She
house.
chopped anything. I mean, she started on the first floor, the basement, and she would have started on the second
Yeah,
floor.
yeah,
Had we
that's
not moved out, or she didn't move out, or shit, whatever, or got rid of
You know
Mary's
what that
ex.
was,
Or we got
Joe?
rid of
You know what it
Mary's ex.
was? When Dad bought that house, they built on a room. And the foundation was big pillars, but it was closed in. Mary didn't touch the pillars because she couldn't chop them down. But she beat out all the other
She
wood.
just beat out everything she could see.
And
You
she-
know what she
yeah.
did one time? She beat up a bobsled, a gorgeous bobsled. Bob Fiend owned it. It must have been worth then, 350. You know, like they have in the ones with handles,
Olympics.
handles in the
Yes,
Olympics.
luge.
You know the big ones?
Yes.
She went down and she said, he left it in the backyard. He said, could I leave this down here? And that was his biggest mistake. She went down with a nest, and I tell you, the only thing he found was the handle. And it was wondering in the sewer. Because she went down, she know what she said? Her famous words were, you shouldn't have left it. That was her imagine.
Oh.
But you don't know, Joe, why?
The runners,
They had to
the
have,
runners and the handles were the only
Right.
things.
because the reason you had to have wood
Yeah.
was
Till
you
when?
couldn't get your
Huh?
fire
Till
started
when?
without,
I was 6, I think.
we used to call it splits. You could buy them in a little bundle, but they
Yeah.
shipped them up. Well, Mary
Splits.
didn't want to buy
Yeah,
the
start your fire in
splits
the morning.
to start the
You
fire.
could never start your fire in the morning.
So she'd go down.
Why would she can take Bob Fiend's? I call the Bible.
Did you look older sister.
Did she protect you?
Yes,
She's very kind to the little ones.
yeah, she was. I don't know about Terry.
The one she loved the
Terry
most
liked
was
her.
Mark. She loved
I-
Mark.
I'm not talking.
She gave Mark to her
You
very.
didn't feel that way.
I
I
always thought
ain't
Mary
talking. Last time I
sweet.
got an argument with her.
I
You didn't like
remember
Mary.
after she left.
But
she
then
left the
Terry, you're
family.
only 6, you said.
She left the family. Well, she's not that much younger than I am.
No, but I'm
Mary
saying,
loved
Give or
Mark.
take,
That's the
2
only one
years
that
and 3
really
years,
she.
whatever.
You'd think she would be closer.
Who did the cooking for them when they were little?
Mary.
Yeah, Mary did the cooking.
And I did some cooking too.
Mary did the
not when you were
strawberry
little.
girl.
Mary
You know what
did.
she used to do? If there were sausages,
Mary?
she'd
Mary
cut
was
a sausage, put a piece in her
girl
mouth.
they had in their
By the
house.
time we're finished, we were both
The mother
sausages.
and
There were
father
10
died.
sausages I was cooking
They
in the season
took
I
care of
cooked.
them.
Then I cooked
Like a
the
house
So she
job.
cut the ends out of every one of them.
Well,
She
she
started
started
on
at
this
home.
end.
But
And
Terry
then
was
they
very
go,
fond
and by
of
the
her
time
for
they
some
got home,
reason.
they had a piece
Yeah.
this
She's
big.
lovely,
of
lovely, lovely woman.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, about this much each.
She's still
So
alive.
what do you-
No, she
what do you
died
remember
some
about
years
Joe growing
back,
up?
and she
Who?
had
Joe.
2
Joe?
sons. And one died, one
I
son,
got
a young
it.
boy
Jim
died.
said, so Joyce was always
Now,
there.
did she stay
I
in
don't
there?
know.
Wait, I got to tell you something.
Jim,
You know what?
So
So
Joyce
Mary
was
left.
No, but I mean,
We
she was
hired
married and had a
a
family
maid.
of her
No,
own?
no, no.
Mary did live.
Oh, yeah.
Mary
She
left.
was
She
only,
left
Terry
at
was only
6.
6 when she
Oh,
moved out.
yeah, that's
Well,
right.
then you
You
were
were
6.
six. Don't you
So
know
she
story.
herself,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Why did Mary leave? She walked out.
Yes, walked out when she left.
Why did Mary leave?
She
We
walked
don't
out.
know.
Mary, she rented a room to these. She rented
a room to Mrs. Ankle and Mr. Ankle.
They're very common
And they
people.
were very
In your
kind
house?
people in my house, upstairs in the second
Very,
floor.
very
Don't ask me why.
He used to come out
To
to
make
make
money.
We had 36 of us in the house. She did, I don't know.
We needed the room.
She rented it. So when they threw Mrs. Ankle out, Mary said, I'm going to.
Who threw Mrs. Antler?
I don't
Joe
know,
said.
maybe Joe said. she
Joe
gotta
said,
go.
Mrs. Antle and Mr. Antle, they're
gotta
running,
go.
they're giving us a bad name.
He's gotta go.
Common people.
So when
So
they left,
they,
Do you have a way home from the airport?
Grandpa's please.
it's either Mrs. Antle or me, Mary said. When they said Mrs. Antle was gone, Mr. and Mrs. Antle. So when they went, Mary went.
She moved to,
Too
got a place up on Bond Street.
Then she got married.
And,
But anyway,
But she was
Oh,
right.
Joe.
After how
She
many
was
years?
young.
I wanted to tell about that.
Hotel.
And she got a place up on Bond Street, and Mary moved in with her, and she was up there quite a while, and she got a job in the sanitarium. And then, that's where she met Jim.
Jim Conley.
Oh, she didn't come back after that.
No.
After
She
how,
used to-
after
she
how
used
many years?
She used to call Kay and I. She met Kay and I lots of times.
Many, many, many years.
She was
was with us.
15 when Mary came, and how old was she when she left?
And I was
Oh,
working
I don't
when
know.
she left. I
I
was
don't know,
working.
but she, I remember, Terry
It
don't
depends
remember,
how.
but I
how-
remember
how-
she used to call, she took Kay and I out to dinner. You don't remember that? We used to met her at the Red Rose Cafe and.
Marie, sounds like a red light district. Didn't they? I never even knew we had a red light, Red
No,
Rose
the Red
Cafe.
Rose Cafe,
You
I
never know
We
we
went out to dinner at Newfoundland. What do you
Marie,
mean?
It is, she met Kay and I, she did. She-
Marie, Jean, do you ever
Maybe
remember?
lunch.
Jean, do you ever
Last
remember
day.
a Red Rose Cafe?
Well, not dinner now,
Yeah.
dinner.
Can you?
I
Yes.
can't remember the name, Red Rose.
No.
Red Rose Cafe on Water
Had a big
Street.
red light outside.
That's right.
The Newfoundland dinner was good.
That's right.
Well,
Well,
Red
whatever,
Light
I mean, we say dinner, or maybe.
Ellen is right.
Yeah.
Dinner was noon
The
time.
supper,
We
maybe.
had
The only
breakfast.
place I
and-
remember is the Blue Putty for eating.
So Ellen, you were about 21, 22 when Mary
Or-
moved out?
The ice cream place, Terry, what was the?
At least,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because I was working at the
Now,
Now,
telephone
when your
shop.
parents died
No,
and Mary was there,
Like
you went
Mother's
to work to
World.
pay Mary?
No, Mary didn't get any money.
You just supported her?
We supported her.
So the money came
But
to
those were,
fund the
what
kids.
job did you get when you
Those
were
were
Then
tough
I
days.
went
After
to,
We used to get allotments
the
from the
non-stop
government.
job at the telephone company.
And what
Because-
about Joe?
And Joe got a job down at the Cup and Saucer place.
And who else was old enough to work?
And Bill, 3 of us had to go.
So the three you supported the rest of the family?
So we supported the family. And,
The cup and saucer. The cup and saucer place.
That's what they called her.
What was it?
The China shop, I guess.
Oh, you know the name. Steels. Steels cup and saucer. Steels.
And they sold plates too.
so when I got a tent job, I got a tent job. Well, they got a housekeeper, an oldish lady,
Mrs. Jackson.
Mrs. Jackson.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and Jim was
Oh,
a man, and we were just girls.
yeah.
And so she'd get a pound of sausage, and she'd give Jim about
We
8.
bought a bin, a put away bin bed for her, one of these fold-up beds.
Yeah, she was just move.
And going.
I'm going home.
They were all singing, I'm going home.
We're in folding beds.
And she was in that like sharp bank. She left. She was never so glad to get out of anyone's house of all her life. She was only there for one day. Oh, that was
She
too
came
long.
in.
She figured
You know
this
what?
was.
And I was
This
about
is
6
more
years old.
ridiculous.
I was by the sink, but you only
Ella,
had
what did she do
we had
for
the
Jim?
sink there, we had
I'm
to
sorry.
wash ourselves. She stayed by the sink and she said, I'll wash you, my dear.
What did she do for Jim?
She was there a long time.
But if we had eat
Oh,
sausage, she
Mrs.
gave Jim
Jackson.
seven.
No, but she favored Jim.
Which one is your favorite? She wanted to shave Jim.
No, I know Marie.
You know what she did?
Marie, I want Marie to tell the story about when you cooked the sausages for everybody.
We
You were
just
tasting
told
it.
that.
Oh, did you tell that one?
Yeah,
See, I was in the other room.
I
Sorry.
throw
about
this
that.
long and I would say, are they done yet? Are they done yet? Are they done yet? I cut the tips off. And then I go along, are they done? Are they done? And I cut the tips off. And the time supper came around, we had this many sausages.
Marie should have
I
been
was
like
so
Beryl.
stuffed. Or I'm making stew and I was saying it's a stew. And we had about this much, about, I guess about 15 pieces, 10 pieces of stew.
No, that Mrs. Jackman, Jean, loved Jean.
We used to get an allotment,
She'd
you know, from the
mash the
government,
potatoes and put it
up
in.
until we were 18.
She'd put about 8
From the
on
American
Jim's
base.
She
Yeah.
loved Jim. And then the rest of
Dad was in the Spanish
she
American
didn't give us
War.
one. But we didn't.
It
Mary
was a
favorite
lot
part.
first, but I remember when I was 18,
Oh, yeah.
it went down to $18 or something, and by that time, after you're 18, you didn't get it.
So that's what supported you.
Yeah.
We
I
didn't
didn't
get that
know
for
that.
many
I thought
years.
just-
We
I
didn't
thought,
get that
I
for
thought,
many years.
never, that was a long time
Many
ago.
years.
Marie,
God's sakes.
you know when we got that, when Marie,
Yeah.
Marie went to work for the
Well, beauty
hairdresser?
parlor. That's
You know,
right.
I thought the story was it was
Never. We
they
got a
were
widow's
educated.
pension, I remember I
Joe
took
was
a
writing
beauty
back
course
and
down
forth.
to,
That's what I thought. They would send you to
yeah,
school.
they said that they widow pension, so they gave me, they said, you wanna take a course in anything you wanna do, and I think Pete took
I think you could go to college if you wanted.
Oh, no, I don't think they went that far.
I thought it was a
Probably
couple
so.
of options.
Probably even more.
So-
They would send you to beauty
Yeah,
college.
but-
Yeah, I would say yes.
And
At
she
that
went to beauty
time,
college.
Yeah.
And I went to the Byrne Sisters, and I took a course there, and you know, I worked, I paid for my way, but they sent me, then I went down to Courtney's. They taught me Marcel waves, I remember, they taught me how to do Marcel
Marie
waves.
said just do more messages.
And
We
then,
paid for a way, but they sent them down Water
Oh,
Street
yeah.
with towels.
they put me
And
on
Marie
the
was
street,
supposed to go.
They put me on, they had two
And
beauty
bring them up
parlors.
and have them cleaned or
They-
dried
no,
or
they had a
washed and bring
beauty-
them down
they-
to the laundromat and.
They had a beauty
So you
parlor,
learned
they had a beauty parlor on
You
Water
still
Street.
got, are you still running that, Joe?
They had a beauty parlor on Water
Are we
Street,
gonna
and one
see
at
it
New
too?
Bell
They're
Hotel.
gonna be the most publicized.
And then they used to send me, every time Mrs. Courtney got rid of the wet towels, she put me on the streetcar and go up to the New Bell Hotel and get the dry ones. I'd get up there and take the wet
I really
towels.
thought that was great because that was a
I
free
was paying for that.
We're paying for that.
I think the soldiers, I was getting kind of a little older than all the soldiers there. I was getting on the big load of soldiers, and I'd say, oh, how you doing? What's she doing there, you know? And that was terrible, I thought.
And you weren't learning.
If I had the
Okay.
lines, if
No,
I had the
no.
lines now, then there were those people that really took me, I swear to God.
No, but you were actually paying for that. They were,
was
they
paying
were,
for it.
You didn't remember anything about Bill?
I could have gone to
Nothing
Vassar.
about Joe. What do you remember about Mom?
Not much, she was there.
I just remember a lot about Bill. You said you don't remember Bill?
I know, I remember a lot about Bill when I talk.
Yes.
No, but I mean, you remember Bill's children and
Oh, yes,
and
well, we don't
babysitting
we don't
for
wanna go
them
in
and
with the babysitting.
yeah.
What about,
You know that.
Mom?
What do you remember about
She doesn't
Mom?
remember anything, she said.
Nothing too.
I don't remember anything about Mom either.
What about Jim?
Jim?
Jim was a nice person.
Fine fellow.
Is.
I was,
Still
oh
is,
yeah, he's the best.
You remember him when you were growing up?
Yeah, sure. I remember.
Very religious. I think Jim.
You remember
Jim
Jim.
could have become a
Oh, I
priest.
do, yeah.
Remember how he used to carry you around?
No, I don't remember that.
I remember him with Lenny though. When Lenny was small, he used to come home from mass, and Lenny would sit in the high chair, and he'd bring an ice
Pick
cream
him
up.
up, yeah.
He'd pick him up, and he'd give him the ice cream. I remember that. You know.
I remember one time, years and years ago, back at Newfoundland, when Jim, I guess, maybe first started.
Joseph? Did anybody
And-
interview you?
He had this young boy working for him. And he was in, I think he went to St. Patrick's Hall. He was in a play. Jim may not remember this, but he was in a play that night.
The young boy.
Yeah. And there was no snow on the ground. But the only
Oh, that's
transportation this boy had was pulling Jim's catamaran. He was bringing the candy bars someplace. And I remember this poor boy saying to Jim, Mr. Hand, I'm in a play at 8 o'clock tonight or 7 o'clock tonight, whatever. And Jim said, you can't do a thing till you're finished. And I get deliver the candy. And he was pulling this catamaran, and the sparks were coming from the runners.
Because there wasn't that much
You
snow.
remember that, Terry?
I remember that.
And He had to pull it all the way up one of those long, steep hills in St. John's. And the poor boy, and Jim said, I don't care what happens.
Finish your
Just
job first."
Finish your job first, that's it. The plate
Well,
can
it's
wait.
time. You got a job to do,
we-
you know.
I remember Terry and myself, we were there in Jim's store, and he was pulling it up Water Street, and there were stones on the street and everything, and they had wide runners, about this steel runners, and because of no snow, and the stones would hit the runners and the sparks, and I don't know whether, Jim must have had vans in those days, but this young kid naturally couldn't drive. He was younger than Joey, I guess.
What about Kay?
Okay.
You met that Kay is, you must have played with Kay. She was a kid with you.
Marie
right?
must remember. Kay, you were so
Oh,
close
yeah,
together.
I remember Kay. I remember, Kay and I were very close, and I remember Mark.
You're like a twin. You.
Yeah.
I remember.
I remember Mark was very, very, like, you know, sit down there, sit down there, don't you move.
Saucy.
I remember one day Kay said, you know, she was pushing me around, and Kay got very brave all of a sudden. She said, you leave her alone. You touch her once more, you know, and,
Did she hit you?
huh?
Did she hit you?
Oh, no, I don't think she hit me, but she was very threatening. You know, always threatening. Sit down, don't move. And I remember sitting on a chair in the hall or something, and don't move, don't move. She was very, like,
She was only a couple
had
of years older,
authority.
wasn't she?
Who was that, Mark?
Oh, no, she's a lot older than Kay.
Is she?
Yes.
Yeah, we had one between, too.
She's next to Bob.
Mama, how do I know?
You don't know.
Well, it's Kay and I, and then Bobby who died. Is it Bobby
No, Pierce.
Pierce, and then Kay, and then Mark.
Well, why are you saying that Kane and Mark?
Mara's first.
She's going up.
No.
Oh,
She's
no.
saying there's her and Kay and somebody
You
that
said
died.
mention
and
Kay
then-
twice.
And she
Yeah.
mentioned Kay twice.
Oh, okay.
Now, don't do that.
Don't do that.
And Bob is older than Mark.
Yes.
Bob and Jim
Yeah.
are older than Mark. So she couldn't have been that much older than you.
She wasn't
Watching
much
her
older.
around.
Wasn't that much older.
How about Pete?
Oh, Pete was, I remember Pete. I remember Pete one time stole something from Jim. Remember? Stole some money or something. Pete was always funny. Marg used to have Pete go out picking dandelions and
We
sods.
We
And
pick sods.
What is
You know,
salt?
I don't just, you know, go out and you go out and you cut big
Square of
squares
grass.
of
You know how
grass,
big
you
our
know.
yard was? You know, back in the Flint?
Yes.
You know how big the yard was?
Yes.
Mark had a patch about as big as this. And we went down, Pierce and I, and cut sods. And
What
another,
salsa?
to
What
bring
did she
back,
do with it?
oh, put it
put it
around
in
in the bed. No, she wanted the outline of her
Right.
flower bed, right? Then
She sent him to Rennie's
she
River.
sent us up to, Pierce and I, one time, she sent us up to the mall. You know where the mall
The
was,
colonial
Government
building
House was?
is.
The
And
mail.
Pierce climbed up on the fence she wanted a bunch of lilacs. And Pierce climbed up on the fence and he was breaking them off and throwing them down to us, and we almost got arrested. And we had run home with the lilacs, that was one. Then we went down to get horse manure, and as we put it in the bag, I had to hoist
Down
it
behind
behind
the
the
hotel.
shoulders. Down the hotel. Then another time we went up to,
This is all for her.
all for her. We had to go. She gave us 35 cents one time to get up a bag of Christmas candy. And we went all the way up where, you know where Water Street ends? Went all the way up there to get a pound of Christmas candy. And when we came back, she didn't give us any. And we didn't get anything for the streetcar either. I mean, nothing. We walked, right? That was wintertime, almost Christmas. And what else?
Miles.
What?
That was Miles.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah, well, that was.
And sit on the doorstep, because we had never had any lock on it. We had no occasion to lock the door. So sit on the doorstep, make sure nobody comes in.
Now, why did she just sit on the doorstep?
Sit on the doorstep, make sure if any strangers came by, we'd let her know that she wasn't.
Why?
She went upstairs to get dressed.
Or maybe she washed her hair in the
Or
sink.
wash her hair or something like that. And we'd sit there, like, talk about obedient, I never had everything.
Yeah,
Kids that are obedient now.
But she wasn't the only one, though. Ellen used to send us across the street to get caramels.
I was nice.
You were nice.
I remember I used to go up to McMurder's, McMurder's, is
Yeah.
it, drugstore, to get Dr. Lyne's toothbrush and tooth powder for her.
That's like
Mom?
one in the
Right.
St. John's
And when you
mix.
came back, there's no sense in telling her that they
From the
were out
east
of
end
it.
to the west
She
end,
didn't
as
believe
far
it.
as you could go.
She said, yeah, it's nonsense to think they're out of it.
You talking about me?
Yes, exactly. You were
I don't
marked
remember
second.
that.
You were too young.
You make up stories,
Oh,
Terry.
Yes,
I
but
remember that. Sure, another one too.
Never.
Yes, well, we get 5 cents a bed.
no, Mark used to send us over for the stuff.
Shame
I
on
said,
For the
you.
betters?
Yes, Mark used
what?
to send
There
us
was
over.
nobody nicer
Thousands
than
of
me with
letters.
2 kids.
I'm not saying you weren't nice. I said you used to
Didn't
send
say
us to
that.
McMurdo's drugstore. And to get,
You did it nicely though, Ellen.
I always went myself.
No grown up ever did their errands themselves. They always sent the
I said
kids.
the young ones.
The young ones always went. You're
The young
always
ones.
right.
Get up there.
Isn't that the same all over?
Terry.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
never saw anyone yet. They always
You
said,
tell stories.
no. And you know
Oh.
something? Pierce and I'd go down Water
You
Street.
may have to set the
Right?
video
We'd
around
go
yourself
over
yours.
Tower Street. On the minute we turned down King's Road, all you'd hear is voices saying, let's get 'em. And we ran. You had to be good runners, Mary. We ran
Saucy
until
boys.
we got to Dewey Calvert's
Saucy boys.
fruit store. We'd run in there and he'd say, what do you want? We'd say nothing. He'd say, well, take nothing and go. And they'd be waiting outside us. So you wait your turn. You wait your turn to get
I'm
out.
gonna get you.
And you ran till you got to Crosses store. Right? You ran in Crosses and old Joyce said it was the crooked line. You walked in there and you walked around a bit hoping they would think you were gone and then you ran. All I did was run in Newfoundland.
Did they wait for you and follow you?
They waited
Oh,
and
yeah.
you sneak
They
out
do
any
this.
door you can.
Did they
They
ever
do this
catch you?
outside.
Never caught me. Never caught me.
Did they
I
catch
didn't
me?
get Pierce. No, Pierce was a big coward.
Oh, well,
Pierce is the one. Pierce is the reason they were running after us.
That's right.
As Pierce said, I wasn't a good fighter, but I was a fast runner. You had to be a fast runner up Newfoundland, Mary. I'll tell you.
Did they chase you too, Jean, or was only
No,
those?
no.
No, Pierce used to say, by
I was
God.
never chased.
Pierce used to say to me,
I might have been the chasee.
Pierce used to say to me, sure you are, Mike. I remember a little child hanging on to your hand like that. I said, just because you're on your knees, you're always afraid of your life. The saucy boys are out to get you. They used to send us up to St. Patrick's Hall when someone would go up and get Pierce. He's afraid to come home. The saucy boys are out to get him.
Pierce said he
Is
never
it
learned
Reggie?
a thing in school because the whole time the brothers were saying, what's that? If some fellow behind him doing this,
Gonna get
I'll
you.
get you outside. Pierce said the whole time the brother was hitting him on the leg, saying, you should know that. I saw Reggie Wilder.
Reggie Miller was in the background.
In the background, and he said, I was wondering how I was going to get out of that door at home without Reggie Miller catching me. So he said, that's why I never learned a thing in school.
That's right. They said, go on, get your brother Pierce.
Precious, look what these kids are living
Go on,
Oh,
get your
terrible,
brother Pierce.
terrible.
I said, why is that? But he's afraid to come home. The saucy boys are out to get him.
Oh,
And Reggie
I
Meyer.
never in
Listen,
my
head
life.
Reggie Meyer right now. Reggie Meyer. Gonna get you. And Chicky's giving.
Pierce'd like to go home now. He said, Chicky's giving, not Chicky, Reggie Miller was a midget. So Pierce said he'd like to go home now and step on him. Because Reggie is, naturally he's bigger than Reggie now. But Pierce said I used to come, I'd be like lightning. Pierce said, you wouldn't see me go, I'd go, and I'd be gone.
Oh, that's
true.
right.
You were always, I ran from day one. There was no such thing as walking. You ran for everything.
Do you remember being cold?
No, never
No.
cold.
You
Well,
remember
never
being
cold.
warm.
No, I remember being cold.
Never been
I
cold.
mean, I just think
Never.
of walking to church Christmas Eve.
Never.
Had to be freezing.
Yeah,
But
no.
you know, but
No,
you
it
know
was a
something,
dry
you know
cold,
something,
though.
you know, it was different though, because it was never, as much snow as we had, it was never
A
below
dry
zero.
cold.
I tell you what
Yeah,
you
it was
learn in
never that
Newfoundland,
bad.
very, very young. You learn to walk backwards. True. Stormy
Yeah.
days, you
Yeah.
learn to walk
Yeah.
backwards.
Try
True.
like this.
But we were never,
You do this
no,
for all the way up. And you're
No, but you would go to the snow.
True. You think I'm joking?
Yeah. Around the tobacco factory.
No,
remember?
we would.
Around the tobacco factory
was
Oh,
cold as
Mary,
fuck.
and when you looked around the corner before you stepped
A big blizzard.
and he was waiting for you. The blizzard was waiting for you. And as you looked, he was very calm. And as you stepped out thinking he missed you.
I can't believe it. That's right. Those were a big.
True.
But
You
remember-
learn to
remember-
walk
That's
backwards.
snow.
That's
Oh,
true.
remember the missions?
Oh, the
One
blizzard.
time, Jean bumped into me. I was going up Military Road. Jean came down Barnes Road.
Barnes Road.
And Jean, we clashed.
I said, I'd meet
Jean was
Terry.
blown down. Jean was blown down
You
the street.
took
And I was
me and I
backing
passed
up.
Terry. I mean, it was the
And we went-
stormiest.
Mary, you did that or hell would get you.
Well,
were
we
damned.
never go, they
You
never
were
go.
damned in hell if you didn't walk up to the church.
They
That
was
was
For the missions?
For the
The
mission.
mission.
Oh, the
During Lent,
missions.
yeah.
Oh.
during Lent for 8 days.
Oh,
And
definitely.
no matter how cold or how
No matter
frosty or
cold,
how
morning
snowy.
and night.
Oh, yeah,
You
but
wouldn't.
that's,
But that's
but that when the
that's a
mission's
fact.
over, but every morning, 6 o'clock mass.
Yeah.
But
You know,
that's
6
true.
o'clock mass.
You
And
definitely
you know what?
learn to walk
Oh, get
backwards.
up at 6 o'clock mass, and then you go under the bed looking for your hat. You had to wear a hat then, remember? On the bed, grab that, put it on your head, run up 6
That was a
days.
funny thing, though. One time you could never go in the church without a cover for your head.
No,
Yeah.
no, of course not. I mean,
And if
And
you
just
did,
like that, it was over.
and what year was that,
and
Mary?
just like
They
that, it
changed.
was over,
What
right?
year was that? When all of a sudden there was, you know.
Yeah.
Vatican
And
II.
how many times,
Vatican
Mary,
II,
did
that's
I
right.
like
To go in and make a visit, but I didn't have a hat.
That's right.
I went home?
Yeah.
Remember when you had to walk by the Protestant churches and not look in?
Oh, right,
I know,
yeah.
right.
Not only that.
That's
Yeah.
right, that's, you're right.
We
right.
went to a, Winnie's sister's wedding one time. We had to go. We were
I thought it was
Winnie's
gonna be
best
struck
friend.
dead.
And we went to the
Really?
Church of England there. And we wouldn't dare tell the priest because we knew he was going to damn us for
Excommunicate,
life.
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we didn't tell him. We just didn't tell him. I mean, we just went to
We didn't
probably
ask.
figure we
That's
forgot
right, we
about
didn't
it.
ask.
He didn't ask because he didn't know we went to the church in the first place. So Beanie didn't ask, we didn't tell him.
And now
We didn't volunteer any information.
all these rules are
Yeah.
finished.
Gone.
Gone
The
both
priests
ways.
invite each other to their churches.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think that we were, religion was pushed too much on us when we were young.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
not
agree
that I
with
don't regret it, but it's just that up for mass,
No,
and then
and if
Holy
you can't
Thursday,
have it
Good
coming out of
Friday,
Marie,
and then 8 o'clock every night we used to go up to
I
prayers.
thought that
On
was,
during Lent.
Yeah, Canterbury.
I used to love that.
Canterbury,
I used to
and then
love
up
that
to
parade.
What's
Lent.
Canterbury?
We had,
Canterbury,
I don't know, we
when
had
they
something
smacked
then.
the
During Lent was
bones.
different.
The lights go on in church.
The thing I don't like is the changes.
Yeah,
The
that is
mass
that.
was
It's
changed.
during the Holy Week, isn't it? Do you
Yeah,
remember
when
Canterbury?
they take
Holy
the
Week, when there's like a clashing of the noise and then the lights go out dim.
Don't
You're
you remember
right,
Canterbury?
right, yeah.
Remember?
What, tell me what it is. when it's
Canterbury,
Holy
that's
Week.
right. I don't know.
They
It's
take
Holy
two-
Week,
they
and I
take
don't know.
two-
It's
two,
All I
Holy-
remember is there
bamboo-
was incense.
bamboo
Some kind of
trees or
in your
something,
face,
two
and
bamboo
it was
leaves,
like
I don't know what it
clapping of the bones or something.
They like
the
bamboo
lights
bamboo
dim,
things and they clap
and then
together.
they had the big
And then the lights go on
tenor and
for.
the big
Could you,
choirs.
could you
going.
eliminate this whole thing? None of us know what we're talking
Now
about.
we want to listen to
You
that.
know, all
The
the-
clapping of the bones and the...
Really though, we did. We went through.
I know that, but I was.
There's a lot of changes in
Well,
churches.
getting back to.
Why don't we know what?
What is, each of you, what's your favorite memory of Newfoundland?
I think my favorite memory in Newfoundland is.
My very, very favorite memory is getting a pair of boots and skates and going out when it was real dark and on Pilot's Hill and going
Down.
You keep chatting on the ice,
Aurora.
going down, and then dig your feet in
Aurora.
and coming up again, and staying out there till your hands were frostbitten.
Your mittens are hanging.
Or the
Mittens
hall
were hanging,
stove, the
and
hall
that was
stove.
probably about the
Coming out
best.
the hall
You couldn't
stove.
wait for that.
And their clothes would have big balls, the mittens would have big balls on them.
Snowball.
That is
Big
yours,
snowballs.
your memory.
I think
No, that's not
I
my
think
memory, that's your
all
memory.
Christmases were the
Christmases,
my
I
favorite.
I was going to say the same
Yeah,
thing.
that-
Christmas
that's-
is
Christmas
the
are
oranges
without a
and the
doubt, without a doubt.
apples.
Christmas
And
was
knocking
very
the
good.
Christmas tree. I
Because
like-
it lasted, you know, in
Oh, we know another one.
Newfoundland, Christmas has lasted
Easter.
the full 2 weeks.
Hear what Jim said?
The
Two
full
eggs.
weeks.
What would go on?
It took all week.
Jim had 2 eggs.
Jim
Jim had 2 eggs.
Not that much
Two
would go
eggs,
on,
we
but
didn't
there
know
was
what was
always,
going on.
there was always, say, maybe a little party to go to. You still considered the Christmas tree almost the same as you
Did you
consider
cut it
Christmas
down?
Day.
Oh,
No, we
yeah.
didn't. They would send the farmers
cents.
out. And you would
10
buy a
cents.
tree.
Yeah,
They
but
would
what's
come to your
good down
house.
though?
They were tied to a wagon.
Yeah,
And they would take the trees down and they would stand them up in front of your house, maybe 10
And
cents, 15
shake
cents,
them,
20
they
cents.
shake them and say,
And
oh,
full
You
of
had to
snow.
put towels down because there was snow.
And you'd pick out a tree.
Towels.
And then they would tie those trees back on the wagon again, and you'd buy yours, and they'd go off and sell their trees. But it wasn't, it was just that, you know, it
Nice
was
smell.
Christmas in the air
They would
all
lock
the
it, they
time.
would lock it in the living room.
And school was closed for
We
2
couldn't see
weeks
it.
also. You had, you know, you're off at school. But it wasn't just Christmas Day.
But I remember the smell
Or
of the
Boxing Day.
apples,
It
the
was
smell of the
Christmas
apples and the
lasted.
oranges, I think.
You
It
were
lasted.
hanging up your stocking.
That wasn't that, I mean, I don't mean there was
Yeah.
that much, we didn't have that many
Hang up
presents.
the stuff on New Year's Eve, oh, we were hanging up the stuff in
Oh,
New
I
Year's
remember,
Eve.
never
No,
did
it's not
that.
New Year's Eve, it was Little Christmas.
Little Christmas.
Well,
Did you ever do that,
New
Mary?
Year's Eve we did though.
Hang your stocking up Little Christmas?
We did New Year's
New Year's
Eve. Yeah.
Never did either.
I don't know, because we wanted, we were
darn lucky to get our stocking filled Christmas Eve, so we
Yeah, we
certainly
had
New
would.
Year's Eve.
Okay, remember that.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, we
No,
always
no,
had New Year's
right,
Eve.
no.
I got it twice.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah, remember the nuts and the grapes and you dig down, and remember the little hard,
Christmas candy.
no, the ribbon candy? And we
I've always
stick-
put that
the
stuff
ribbon
in my
candy,
The ribbon
right,
candy,
right,
you
You don't
stick
put it
down
back in the
there.
refrigerator.
They don't care for it.
I always
They-
put it in their stocking.
But
I
that's
always put it
just
back
true.
in the refrigerator.
Mom, do me a
That's
favor,
the
don't
only
put in
candy.
the orange and apples and stuck it in the
Oh,
We
that,
wouldn't.
that was the best, the
Isn't
smell
that
of the
funny?
orange.
You used to
I
put
still
orange
remember
apples
the
and
smell of the
stockings
orange and the
in.
apples
Oh,
to this day.
yeah,
The
it's
orange
funny
is,
that the kids would say,
5 point apples
seriously, our
when you
kids,
get
don't
that.
put orange apples.
My God, I tell you, I got stuck.
We'd like to see this one.
You like to see it?
Yeah.
What?
What are you proudest of? Each of you.